Hey, sweetie, can you believe it's only like 4 months until our wedding? I seriously don't know how it's come around so quickly. I'm seriously so excited. I can't wait to marry you. I hope your day's going okay. I know it's your hen do tonight. It's also my stag do, so I didn't think we'd have much chance to talk much today, and I thought it might be nice to go and get brunch somewhere. I'm just finishing up some work, but my boss has said that I can go early today, once all my work is done, as there isn't much else for me to do. So I thought, seeing as I'm already in town, we could meet up at Charlie's Diner and have one of his famous breakfast burgers. What do you think?
Oh, hey, yeah, sure. That sounds fine.
Great, I can meet you there in about half an hour. Is that okay? I know that's more like lunch instead of brunch, but either way, food is food.
Oh, actually, Martha's just texted. She wants to get going on the hen do early, so I don't think I'll be able to meet you for that lunch. She wants to get to the spa as quickly as possible because apparently she has some other things set up for the evening.
That's okay. I want you to have a good time, so if you need to get off early, then don't let me stop you.
Thanks. It should be a good night. Although, I don't know if we've got everything ready for the wedding, you know? Like, if we've ordered everything we need to order and paid for everything, maybe we should just postpone it all.
What are you on about? We've got everything booked and paid for. The venue is all set. The caterers have been given the menu, including the vegetarian and vegan special meals for those who want them. We've got the band booked. Everything is pretty much set, I think.
Yeah, but I think isn't full of confidence, is it? What if something is missing or we've forgotten something? Have you got the ice sculpture booked? In the band? Is it the one I asked you to get?
Actually, about the ice sculpture, I've not ordered one, and the band you asked for wanted way too much money. They were literally overcharging and trying to rip us off, but I did find another band that I know you like, and they were more than happy to do it for the fee we said we could pay.
Hang on. Let me get this straight. So you haven't booked the ice sculpture like I asked you to? And the band is a cheap, probably awful sounding one? That's not okay. Why didn't you get the ice sculpture?
Well, the sculpture you designed would have cost us roughly $5,000 because it was custom made. We can't afford to spend that much on a pile of frozen water, which is just gonna melt anyway. We're better off spending that on the honeymoon or something, don't you think?
No. If I say I want an ice sculpture, then I expect an ice sculpture.
Honey, we can't get an ice sculpture. It's just not feasible.
Well, it better become feasible. I can't have a wedding without an ice sculpture.
Why not? What's so special about an ice sculpture?
Well, Fiona DeWare had one at her wedding, so I need one to show off how rich and amazing I am as well.
Fiona DeWare? You mean that D-list reality star person?
She's not D-list. She's actually really successful and famous. Lots of people follow her on Instagram and YouTube. I want to be just like her, so my wedding needs to be like hers as well. Ice sculpture included.
Well, we simply can't afford it. I don't earn enough to spend $5,000 on ice.
Ugh, do I have to do everything myself? Hang on. What do you mean we don't earn enough for it? You earn a lot at your company, don't you?
Well, I did, but unfortunately, I had to take a bit of a pay cut.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
Well, I didn't want you to worry, especially with the wedding coming up. I thought it would be better if I just kept it quiet so that we could get through the wedding without this adding to the stress.
Well, how much of a pay cut have you had to take?
About 50%. But don't worry, most of the wedding stuff has already been bought and paid for.
50%? Why couldn't you just cut your employees' wages? That way you could have kept yours at the level it should be.
I couldn't do that to them. They earn less than me, and they've got families to look after, as well as themselves. At least if I take the pay cut, I'll still be earning a regular salary just until things pick up again.
A regular salary? You'll hardly be earning anything. We'll have to live like poor people.
Don't be ridiculous. We won't be living like poor people. Sure, we might have to cut back on some things, but we should be fine as long as we have each other, right? Now, everything will be alright. I'll handle the rest of the wedding arrangements.
I don't want to marry you.
Huh? That's not funny, Emily. To say something like that really isn't in good humor.
It wasn't a joke. I don't want to marry you.
Why not?
I'm not going to marry a poor person.
But, Emily, I just told you, I'm not a poor person. I just had a little pay cut to help my employees whilst the business goes through a bit of a tough time. It'll all bounce back, though.
Or you'll go bankrupt. Face it, I'm not going to risk spending the rest of my life with someone who could potentially end up bankrupt and on the street. No way. I'm way too good for that. So I'm calling off the wedding.
You're calling the wedding off simply because I don't have as much money as I did maybe like a month ago?
Yep, that's right. There's no way that I'm going to be marrying someone poor like you'll apparently become.
That's ridiculous! It's a temporary pay cut for the benefit of my employees.
I don't care who it's for. It negatively impacts me and the amount of money I'll be getting. So I don't want to stick around for that to happen. The only way I'll stay is if you reinstate your previous wage. I don't care if you have to fire some employees or cut their wages to do it. That's the only way you'll keep me as a wife. So, what's it going to be? Me, the woman you've been dating the last few years and who you love? Or some nobodies who don't even matter?
Wow, you know what? I'm glad you're showing me your true colors now before we got married. I can honestly say that I would rather look after my employees than simply please a gold digger.
Seriously? You're going to pick some low-life nobodies over me?
They have families too, you know. People who rely on them to bring home a decent wage so that they can actually live. We can afford to take a hit on pay for a little while. It's the right thing to do.
Well, it might be the right thing to you, but it's not to me. I deserve to be spoiled in life. So if you'd rather spoil your employees, people you don't even know, then that's your problem. I'm going to go and find someone who can actually give me what I deserve.
Fine, you do that.
Gladly.
Mark, honey, what on earth is going on?
Mom, what do you mean?
I've got the phone ringing off of the hook with family members asking what's going on and if it's true that you and Emily have called off the wedding.
What?
It's not true, is it? You're still getting married, aren't you? I mean, I've seen the Facebook post as well, but I thought that maybe she had been hacked or something. So I didn't want to assume anything.
Well, I'm sorry to say, Mom, but we have actually split up and we are calling the wedding off.
What? But why?
Well, I don't really know what happened, to be honest. She asked if I had ordered a custom ice sculpture that she'd asked for, which would have cost $5,000. Of course, I said that we couldn't afford that. I also told her that I had to take a 50% pay cut so that I could keep the company running smoothly and so that I could pay my employees. Then she completely exploded on me, saying that I was gonna end up poor and bankrupt because of the pay cut and that I should just fire some employees instead. Then when I told her that I wasn't gonna do that, she said that she didn't want to marry me because she wanted a life of luxury and I couldn't afford that for her. So she's gonna find some other rich man to marry and leech off of for her entire life.
Jeez. Well then, I'm glad the marriage is off. She sounds like a truly vile person if that's her true personality. You deserve someone much better than that.
Thanks, Mom. Now I just have to deal with everyone else calling to find out what's happening.
Well, I can help you out there. I can talk to the family and let them know that the wedding is off. I won't go into detail about why. That's your business. But I can help ease the burden of all of this.
You truly are the best mom ever.
Psst, I know.
Well, I best go and start getting this mess cleaned up. I love you, Mom.
I love you too.
Seriously, Emily? You had to go and do that?
Do what?
Oh, don't play innocent. You've gone and posted all over your social media that we're no longer getting married, and you've blamed me saying that it's because I'm too poor and cheap to give you the wedding you want.
Well, it's the truth, isn't it? That's why we're not getting married. Because of you.
We're not getting married because you can't stand the fact that you won't be able to live life like that stupid D-list celebrity.
Fiona isn't stupid, and neither is wanting to live like her. You're just ignorant and content with being a nobody. Anyway, we needed to let people know that we're not getting married so that they don't go wasting their money on wedding presents or something.
I haven't even had the chance to tell my parents yet. Now I've got them messaging me frantically because they've seen your stupid Facebook post.
Well, that sounds like a you problem. My parents were actually quite pleased that we'd called off the wedding. Apparently, they didn't like you very much and thought that I should find someone richer to be with. LOL.
God, I can't believe you. I am so glad that I'm not marrying you now. I can see that you're a horrible person who's only interested in how much money she can get from her partner.
Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you can deal with telling everyone the wedding is off now and sorting out all of the refunds and whatever. I'm going on holiday with my friend. This whole ordeal has stressed me out and I need a good vacation to relax.
You are seriously unbelievable. Leaving me to deal with the fallout of all this? How could you do that?
Well, it doesn't really bother me. Anyway, maybe I'll be able to find a super rich, handsome guy to marry whilst I'm away. LOL. Anyway, see ya. Hi, is this Mark?
Yes, hello? Who is this?
It's Emily. You know, the woman you almost married?
Emily. Wow, it's been years.
Yes, it has. Do you mind if we talk for a minute?
Sure, I guess not.
You know, Mark, I've thought about that time a lot, when we were together.
Yeah, I've thought about it too. You left quite an impression.
I want you to know that I've changed, Mark. I've grown. I've learned. Back then, I was foolish and shallow.
Is that right? And you're not just saying that because you've seen how well my company's doing now and the fact that I'm earning millions of dollars a year?
You're what?
My company really hit it big after you left, thanks to the fact that I actually invested in my workers and my company by taking a pay cut. I was able to keep my company going through the difficult economy, whilst lots of others failed due to the bosses trying to keep their wages the same while their companies weren't making the same amount of money. Once the economy started to bounce back, I was able to take advantage of the gap in the market and expand my company. I'm now doing really well for myself, and because I was loyal to my workers, they were loyal to me as well and stuck by me to make sure that the company thrived.
Oh, wow. So now you're making loads of money?
Yup, quite a fair bit.
Well, regardless, I shouldn't have acted that way I did to you all those years ago. I was young and naive, and I made a terrible mistake. Leaving you because of, well, money.
I have to admit, money does strange things to people. When I first started earning quite a lot of money, I felt myself changing. I was becoming less kind to people. I constantly felt like people were after my money and that I needed to hoard it all to make sure that I didn't lose it. It was a really tough time, not just for me, but for everyone around me. They also thought that I was changing, and not for the better.
How did you stop that from happening?
Well, after a very stern talking from my mom, I realized that money was causing the problem. So to solve it, I decided to give a lot of it away. I regularly give money to lots of different charities, and I've even started up my own charity to help homeless people get a place to live and a job so that they can try and get back on their feet.
Wow, that's amazing. For me, I eventually realized the emptiness of my choices. It haunted me. And then recently, something happened that made me question everything.
What happened?
I met someone who seemed perfect, He was wealthy and everything I thought I wanted. We spent a few good weeks together. We went on quite a lot of vacations and weekend getaways, spent loads of money and had lots of fun. But as time passed, I discovered the hollowness behind the glitter, the same shallowness I once embraced.
Karma, perhaps?
Maybe. But that's not all. That someone, he turned out to be not so perfect after all. He deceived me, betrayed me.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Mark, I fainted when I realized he was cheating on me. I felt the humiliation, the pain, the loss. It was like life was teaching me a harsh lesson.
Did you understand what the lesson was?
Yes, that love, real love, is not about money or appearances. It's about who you are as a person, the values you hold, the way you treat others.
You're finally getting it, huh?
Yeah, I guess I am. I can only hope that it's better late than never. But it came at a cost. I've learned, but I've lost too.
So, why'd you message me today?
I wanted to apologize, Mark. I was wrong to hurt you the way I did. And I wanted you to know that I now understand the pain I caused.
Emily, I appreciate your apology, but it doesn't erase the past. It doesn't change what happened.
I know, but I had to try.
I hope you find the happiness and love you're looking for, Emily. I truly do.
Thank you, Mark. And I hope you find the happiness you deserve too.
Money really isn't everything. Whilst it is needed so that people can have a comfortable and happy life, without needing to worry about where their next meal will come from, it shouldn't become the sole focus of a person. Otherwise, it can lead to the destruction of relationships that otherwise could have been exactly what you needed and wanted in life. After my chat with Emily, I heard that she went on to get a job as a nurse so that she could help those who needed it. She also spent some of her time volunteering at her local charity to help the less fortunate. She found that even though these people often had next to nothing in life, they were some of the kindest and most understanding people that she had ever met. As for me, I still give to charity as often as I can. I also make sure to pay my employees the wages that they deserve for all the hard work that they do. Hopefully I can keep giving back to the world whilst I'm here and can try and make people's lives better one step at a time. Money, when hoarded, can cause nothing but hardship and misery for everyone else in the world. It is better to share what you have, especially if you have an excess of it. Melda, you there?
Hi, Paul. How are you doing?
Fine.
How is the preparation for your wedding coming on? I'm sure you are excited about tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be the best day of my life. I just can't wait for it to be here. So many dignitaries will be there. A lot of millionaires as well. I am psyched.
I'm happy for you.
You should be. After all, I'm doing what you and Ryan couldn't do.
What do you mean?
Come on, hanging out with the richest of the rich? You and Ryan could never have imagined that, could you?
You shouldn't talk about your brother that way, Paul. It's disrespectful.
Anyway, that's not the reason I'm in your DM. Hope you have the gift money for tomorrow.
I've told you. We're the ones to decide. You don't get to tell us what to get for you.
Actually, I do. It's my wedding and I get to receive the kind of gifts I want. Come on, I'm even doing you guys a favor by inviting you. Do you even know what it is to rub shoulders with the richest men in society?
Seriously, Paul?
Of course, I don't expect you to understand. How do you even cope being married to a poor mechanic who spends way too much time tinkering with spoiled cars? Does my brother return home with dirty hands and stinky clothes?
OMG, your brother is a certified engineer. How can you speak that way about him? Have you forgotten he was the one who put you through college?
Oh, please. Is that supposed to make me feel bad? I won't. Let's just face it, Imelda. There is nothing you and Ryan have to offer me at the wedding tomorrow. That is why I'm insisting on a cash gift from you. And it must be something substantial or there will be trouble.
You're the worst, you know. I really wonder how my husband has been able to put up with you through all these years.
Whatever, just make sure you have the money for tomorrow, okay?
What if we don't?
That's the lamest question I've ever heard in my entire life. You don't have a choice. If you have to leave early to get to the bank on time, please do it. You should be happy you and my broke brother will be at my luxury wedding. Imelda? Are you ignoring me? Is that what broke people do? You really need to talk to Imelda. What's gotten over her? She said you guys aren't bringing any gift. Are you guys that broke? You could have asked your younger brother for some money, not like I would give it to you though. I'm sure you got on her nerves. She didn't mean that. We'll come with a gift. Don't forget, it should be $3,000. I could have asked for more, but I know you can't afford it. We don't have that right now. I invested a lot in my business recently. We'll come with $2,000 and give you the rest later. What? Borrow money if you have to. It's your younger brother's wedding. Make me happy. We'll try. Don't try. Make it happen. You know what? Don't bother coming to the wedding if you don't have the full money. You're gonna hate yourself if you do. I am out of your DM.
Honey, you there? Honey, we need to talk.
Hey, baby, you seem worked up. What's the matter?
It's your brother. We chatted this morning and he kept demanding gifts. He just called me now screaming on the phone to come with his gift.
I'm so sorry about that. Can we talk more about it when I return from work?
I just want to let you know that I'm canceling the trip to your brother's wedding.
Why would you do that?
His rudeness and ingratitude is becoming unbearable. How do you even cope with him?
Come on, he's my baby brother. We have to be patient with him. You know we had it rough growing up.
You also had it rough growing up, but you are nothing like him. You are responsible for who he is today, and he doesn't even show an iota of gratitude. I remember clearly how you had to work days and nights just to see him through college. He is the reason you dropped out of college and took up the job at the automobile shop, and yet he doesn't appreciate you.
Come on, everything worked out pretty well in the end, right? Both for him and for me.
That's not the point. He just needs to be more respectful.
Let's just forgive him, honey. No need to boycott the wedding. It's his day. Let him enjoy it. He can do whatever he wants.
You're too soft on him.
What can I do? He's my baby brother.
If you say so.
Thanks, baby. I love you.
Love you too, honey.
Hey, Imelda, are you online? Imelda, don't you work or something? Why are you still sleeping?
Do you know it's barely 5 in the morning?
You're a worker. You need to show up to work early so you don't lose your miserable job.
I'm not in the mood for all this right now. Besides, have you forgotten it's your wedding today?
Of course, how could I forget? That's also why I'm in your DM.
What is it?
Do you have the money ready?
Seriously? Are you for real? That is what really matters to you at this time?
How on earth is me asking that I get a gift at my wedding out of place?
You just keep on asking and asking. But then answer this. When last did you do something for your brother? All you do now is insult him and try to bring him down. Don't you ever get tired?
Is this your weak defense? Just say that you can't afford a gift. You don't have to be so rude about it. My brother made the biggest mistake by marrying you.
You know what? I'm done. Don't expect any gift from us, whether monetary or otherwise.
You wouldn't dare.
Believe me when I tell you this, you're not getting a dime.
And what does my brother have to say about this?
He's my husband. If I tell him not to give you any money, he won't.
So, this is how you want to go about it.
You caused it.
Don't you dare give me that. Now I know just how poor and wretched you guys are, resorting to such tricks just so you don't get me a gift.
I'm done with this conversation.
I'm not done. I need my gift, Imelda. Imelda?
Honey, where are you? Please talk to me. Ryan, are you okay? Where are you?
I'm sorry, babe. I'm here.
Where are you? Do you know how worried I was?
I'm at a bar not too far from home. I just needed to clear out my head after the madness that happened today.
Oh, baby, I understand. I'm so sorry.
You don't need to apologize. You were not the one who kicked us out of the wedding. Jeez, I've never been so embarrassed in my life. You've been warning me about Paul, but I didn't listen to you. I felt so humiliated.
I didn't think he could ever kick us out just because we gave him $2,000.
The worst part is, he did it in front of everyone. Many of the guests were my customers, and he just embarrassed me in front of all of them. How could he call me poor and dirty? If it weren't for me, the business that causes him to raise his shoulders would never have even gotten off the ground. He almost spat on me, save for the guests. I didn't know he hated me that much.
It's his loss.
Maybe it's time to heed your advice. I don't think I want anything to do with him anymore.
Are you sure?
As of this moment, I have no brother. Anyone who will do such a thing to me and think of me in such a manner can never be my brother.
Okay, as you wish, my love. Can you come home now? Please?
Okay then, let me just finish this drink.
No, please come back right now.
Okay, fine. I'll be there. Imelda, are you there? Imelda, answer me this instant.
The audacity! What makes you think you have a right to message me after the humiliation you subjected us to yesterday?
Oh, please, for all I care, it was all part of your plan to ruin my day.
I don't know what you mean by that, but don't contact me ever again.
Not so fast. I need to speak to my brother.
What brother?
What do you mean? I need to speak to Ryan.
Oh, my husband. You must be mistaken. My husband doesn't have a brother.
Are you nuts? Give the phone to my brother, girl.
After what you did yesterday, what were you expecting? But it wasn't just about yesterday, and you know it. It's been a long time coming, and yesterday was just the last straw for him.
You guys are pulling this on me now, after ruining my wedding yesterday?
What are you talking about? You kicked us out. How did we ruin it?
Stop playing dumb. I know it was all part of your plan.
Plan? What are you talking about?
After you left yesterday, you just about took everyone with you.
What are you talking about? And please use the correct words. We didn't leave. You called us poor and wretched and then kicked us out. I can refresh your memory if you're having trouble remembering.
I know all that. Well, after you guys left, more than 70% of my guests walked out with you. They were the millionaires and the wealthiest in the society. How could they leave because I kicked out ordinary people like you and my brother?
Oh, I get it now. LOL.
It's not funny, stupid.
Of course it is. You got so busy putting your brother down and insulting him that you didn't take out time to really know things about him.
What? You want to tell me he's secretly a millionaire? Oh, please. He doesn't look like one.
Your brother may not be as wealthy as those men, but all of them are his friends. He's the best automobile engineer in the city. Everyone wants him to fix their cars. Especially the millionaires, because he knows how to do his job. This relationship took years to build, and soon they stopped being not just his customers, but his friends too. So, do you see where you messed up, Paul? You embarrassed your brother in front of his friends yesterday, and you expected them to sit there still and watch you take your vows?
But how can you know such people? You're lying to me.
Come on. How do you think all those millionaires that patronized your business got to learn about you? It was your brother that sent them your way. The same brother you never appreciated.
My God, why didn't you guys say anything?
Why? So you would pretend to be a nice guy? Nah, I'm glad you didn't know and we got to see the real you. But Ryan's reason then was that he didn't want you to feel like you couldn't do anything without his help. Anyway, now that he's out of your life, you're screwed. Wanna bet?
This is not fair. I don't believe you.
Your choice. I have other things to do than try to convince you. Bye.
See, I'm sorry, okay? Can you tell him that for me? I'm sorry. If he can forgive me, I'll be his baby brother again, and I will never humiliate him again. Imelda? Please answer me. Imelda! Imelda, can you answer your phone? Please, can you answer me? I'm drowning here, Imelda. Answer me.
I'll have to block you so I don't get your messages again.
Please, I've been trying to reach my brother.
Your brother? I don't know any brother of yours.
I mean, your husband, Ryan.
Oh, he blocked you across all platforms. I was going to do the same the last time you messaged me, but I guess I forgot. I'll do that now.
Please, Imelda, you have to talk to Ryan for me. I really need his help.
Now, why would he want to help you?
My business is collapsing, Imelda. All his millionaire friends are pulling out. He needs to call them and tell them to stay.
LOL, why would he do that? You made it pretty clear he made a mistake referring you to them.
Please, I was the one who made a mistake. If you don't do this, I'll lose everything. I just got married and I can't afford to lose my source of income now.
Don't worry. I'm sure you'll be able to handle yourself. This is the bed you laid, Paul. You'll have to lie in it.
So you're both leaving me?
You kicked us out of your life, remember? I'm just making sure we stay that way. This would be the last time you send me a message. Goodbye, Paul.
Please, Imelda, don't go off yet. Can I at least speak to Ryan? Why are you making me beg? Oh my god, I hate you. Let me just speak to my brother, please. Imelda!
It was easy moving on from this harrowing ordeal, but my husband had it worse. It took him a long time to recover from what Paul did, but he managed to find peace regardless. When Ryan said he disowned Paul, he meant it with every fiber of his being. We are never letting him back into our lives. I'm glad he finally saw his brother for the arrogant and self-centered man that he is.